Hey guys, so I have James Brockbank from Digital Loft, and so we are going to chat a little bit about digital marketing and about his personal interests. So James, so first of all, how was your trip to Brighton? Because you are going to speak at BrightonSEO today.
Absolutely, I'm speaking this afternoon. My trip down was good. Got the 5:15 train down. Nice 4.5 hour journey from up north. We're based probably as far away from Brighton as you can get in the UK. But yeah,
not as far away as me, because I travel from Russia.
Absolutely. But in terms of in England at least, we're probably as far north as you can get. We're based up in the Lake District, so yeah, a nice rural train journey down to London, then up to Brighton. But yeah, good journey down. Nice quiet train with Wi-Fi, so I could get some work done.
So the main point here is Wi-Fi, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it was. Yeah. Great Wi-Fi on the train that wasn't too busy that it kept dropping out every 5 minutes.
Okay, so well, obviously your agency is a huge part of your life, and actually I googled your name, and even Google confirms that it's a big part of your life because your agency appears after your social media account.
Good.
So tell me whether it was done on purpose.
Absolutely. So I founded an agency almost by mistake. I headed up a team at a sort of full-service digital agency for 5 or 6 years until 2012, 2013. And at that point, I got fed up of running someone else's business and decided to go off and do some consultancy.
That's a common reason why people are just running their own.
The consultancy turned into helping a couple of other agencies, traditional marketing web agencies, set up an SEO division. And amongst that, I landed a few clients. Those few clients grew. We refined our content marketing approach, and we were exceptionally busy, and we needed to grow an agency. And then we've grown from there, really, working with some great clients, some great brands through predominantly what we offer, which is content-led link building.
Okay, so it's like content and link building through content, actually.
Absolutely, yes. So we launch. Typically we're launching big content campaigns, so we're launching campaigns that land links from the press, from top-tier publications, alongside, of course, addressing technical SEO, content team, on-page, etc. We've got the full works, but it's what we seem to be doing most of at the moment is sort of content-led link building campaigns, where we've run some fantastic campaigns on the quite low budgets in the last 12 months. Our big campaign that's won a whole host of awards in the last 3-4 months. We landed about 1,400 links on a campaign that cost just £1,000 to create.
Yeah, that's very good. I do link building, and I can confirm that's very good.
Yeah, so we landed some fantastic links, Mashable, Huffington Post, Daily Mail, etc.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So
now it's excellent.
Yeah, so that's through creative ideas. My session this afternoon is all about story first link building. I've been through it all. Take me about 10 years now of building private blog networks. I've done guest blogging, I've done direct, you name it, I've done it.
So you've been there.
I've been there, I've done it. I've had personal sites hammered by affiliate sites hammered by Penguin. I've been there, I've seen it, which really led me to really work with our guys to refine a content-led link building approach. We will take on any challenge to tell stories to the press and top-tier links, almost without a format. Some of the examples I'm sharing this afternoon, we literally collected data and dumped a data table in a blog post, and it landed 70-80 links from top-tier publications. And really, what I say is, when you're working to a budget, forget about the format. Don't spend £5 on collecting a survey.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't spend a whole host of cash on development resources. Think on the story. When you think on the story, that's what journalists want. Journalists cover stories, not content. Yet so many SEOs will say you need to create a 5,000, 10,000 word guide. And yes, you can land links like that, but not from the press.
Oh yeah.
And that's how
So
think creatively if you want to land links on a low budget. And to us, it's what we really specialise in, and we've refined a process to do, is how can we take that story and not let budget limit the story. What goes is you research, use free public data. Your big expensive production has to go, but your ideas cost nothing.
Yeah, I see. By the way, like, right now there's a rise of tools that helping you, like, make your story lovely. Like, some PR tool that tell you, like, oh, look, you can publish this story, but it looks quite dull, and that's like, like circling us back to the question about how you can structure it. But it really doesn't mean so much.
No, I mean, with us, we've developed what we call our linkability checklist, which is an internal resource. We run every single concept and idea through a 6 to 8 point checklist, which to us is allowing us to assess from having run tens, if not hundreds of campaigns over the last 4 years. We're at a point now where we have a very good idea of whether a story stands a chance of landing links. So we're running our ideas and concepts through that before we get to the stage of producing the content. Sift the shit out first.
Okay, you justify it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
but we've got a 6 to 8 point checklist, which we believe allows us to determine potentially how successful a campaign can be before we get anywhere near research production.
Yeah, definitely, because the stage of production, that's the most time consuming. But people tend to forget about outreach, which is in reality the most time consuming.
It's where the most time has to be spent. Yeah, absolutely. We would rather allocate resources to outreach. As long as you've got the story, you can pull back on the format. One of the slides that I've got in my deck for this afternoon is that actually journalists don't give a shit about your big fancy interactive. And you talk to some of the agencies who specialise in that, it's great, and I know I'll piss off a lot of people by saying it. And we do it, if we've got the budget, it's great.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you haven't got the budget, the first thing that goes is that. As long as you've got an asset and data, journalists want stories, not content.
Yeah, also numbers. They love numbers. If you can just, well, for instance, you can go to Statista, which has a lot of numbers that you just can compile it.
I mean, one of our, we ran a campaign that's literally just coming to an end now, where we work with a client in the travel industry. They're a flight booking agency. And we took a list of every beach in Europe, we ran it through Instagram, got the hashtags, and we designed very basically an infographic that
you can do it with any free tool.
Of course we can. Yeah. And we looked at the most hashtag beaches the most Instagrammable beaches in Europe.
Oh, very cool actually.
Links from The Sun, from Travel and Leisure, from MSN, all the top tier links. And it took 3 hours to research because we're thinking creatively. It takes you 5 minutes to find a list of the beaches in Europe. It takes someone couple of hours to run that data through Instagram.
Yeah, just to check it.
What we're doing is we're looking at data sources in a different way. Data sources don't have to be survey results. They don't have to be a large data set.
That might be based just on user behavior.
We do a lot with Instagram, and actually Brighton is the second most Instagram beach in Europe, which is good considering where we are.
Really?
It is. Yeah.
It's so insanely popular in
reality. I know it is. It's it just goes to show that as long as the idea and the story is there, so we could take that not only to the top tier, but Cyprus came out 3rd or 4th. The Cyprus press loved it. Top tier press in Cyprus loved it. We went to Greece. We went to Spain. So we were landing regional links for a travel client in those territories that they're flying to, as well as the top tier national and international travel publications. So as a link building strategy that took less than a day to research and design, they're big links. Fantastic links. To us, it's the story. We could have probably landed most of those links without the infographic still.
Oh yeah.
Because we have the story, and when you're working on a budget, that's what we say has to give is expensive data collection and expensive production.
Yeah, definitely. So, and talking about SEO, which is really related to link building.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So the number one question any SEO professional receives is, when will my site rank in Google?
Yeah.
That's our favorite question. So, well, what do you prefer to answer when you receive this question from another client?
Yeah, of course. Is it a new business? Is it an established domain? Now, we've had clients who've come to us with a domain that might be a year old.
Okay, very young actually.
Very young, and we've taken them to the top, the top page of results for competitive terms in 3 to 6 months by running link acquisition campaigns, PR-led link building campaigns, which drive hundreds of links. And you can still speed up getting to the top of the search. You can, but what are the issues? On that site in question, there was a load of technical issues. There was two canonical tags on every page. that pointed to each other.
Yeah.
So it was a mess. You know, there was 3,000 products on the store, yet Google was indexing 130,000 pages. So what are the issues? You know, it's about understanding the issues. You know, you can take a site, let's say in a local niche, you know, you can still take a site to the top of Google in 3 to 6 months. If it's an e-commerce store competing with big brands, we're saying a year. But a year it's an average, you know. What's the strategy though? You know, if it's technical combined with high volume link acquisition through content like link building, you really can, you know, you can accelerate a site to the top of the search engines. But you've got to have a strategy. You know, you've got to address the baseline issues first, which are, if you've got shit technical foundations, that site is never going to rank. And you know, my background is in technical SEO. Before I moved on, you know, before I launched a content, you know, predominantly a content marketing agency, I was technical SEO, and it's, you know,
you have a solid background.
I do, yeah, and you know, it amazes me. You know, we've been doing some technical audits recently for some big brands, some big e-commerce stores, and some of the shit that you see, it's phenomenal. You know, one of the common ones is incorrect canonicalization. Incorrect hreflang when you're talking international, and it continues to baffle me how, you know, we were on the site in question, that was the e-commerce store that I was talking about, where they had 130,000 URLs indexed with about 3,000 products. You know, there should have been 3,500 to 4,000 links in pages indexed. That's it. 130,000. 2 other SEOs had missed duplicate canonical tags on every page. So what was happening is Google was just ignoring it.
Yeah, definitely.
How have 2 other SEOs missed that? You know, it's because there's such
it
a low bar.
happens, like, you know.
It does happen.
So big SEO departments, a lot of people involved.
But you know, in that instance, we saw some really quick wins. Where
definitely.
We were still saying to that e-commerce store that you're competing in fast fashion against Boohoo, ASOS. Within, you know, one link building campaign and resolving technical issues, they were ranking in the top 5 for many terms. Local markets, 3 to 6 months, you can start to see some traction if you have the right technical on-page and link building strategy. Otherwise, 12 months plus. But who are you trying to outrank?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I've recently reviewed a very interesting case. So there was like one of the biggest e-commerce websites on the French market. And so what happened with them, we were talking about technical SEO, they simply put no index to their most important strategical pages. That's it. So when they just, you know, uncovered it and removed that no index, they're like, organic rank was like, what a boost!
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, when projecting how fast you can rank, what's the issue? You know,
So I believe, the very last question, because your agency is multi-award-winning.
We are, yes.
So you've already got a lot of different nominations, and actually you won them. So you were nominated. So, and the question is, what will you include in your thank you words if you are going to win one more time?
So my thank you words when winning an award are typically that hard work pays off. You know, I'm a workaholic. You know, I work stupid hours, but hard work does pay off. And you know, we're a very small agency compared to some of the agencies who
like Branded 3, for instance.
Yeah, you know, but we're winning. You know, in some of these instances, we're winning awards for our campaigns above some of these longest. You know, we've been going 3.5, 4 years. We're still a small agency, but hard work pays off, but so do ideas. And you've just got to have the guts to get out there and put your campaigns in for these awards. And it's having the confidence. You know, if the stats are good enough on the campaign, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, actually, I'm into horse riding, and that's a very common phrase which we have in horse riding. That when it's like, you know, small stables, they produce high-level champions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about being specialists, though. You know, we took the decision to focus on what we do best. We don't get involved in web design development. We don't get involved in graphic design, social media. We do what we do, and that's, you know, to me, that's, you know, it's about specialising. Specialise in what you know best, what you can deliver on, and that's how you can grow an agency.
James, thank you very much. Always them. So guys, now you know where you should go if you need any help with link building, content marketing, and even technical SEO. So thank you very much. We're going to leave all your links just nearby our video. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.